very early morning, about 5:20 in the morning. We are at the Flying J, Ehrenberg, Arizona, I-10, exit 1. So now we've topped up our fuel and our DEF. Got our pre-trip inspection done. I was parked right next to this Swift guy all night. He parked next to me. I was here first, but this very first spot right here is where I parked last night. And of course, all these people off to the right, not parking in parking spots, so I had to pull out, back up, and then, turn so I can get over to the pumps. So now we're gonna get into California here, get to our delivery today. Alright. So we got here just about 4 p.m. Good morning, sir. Basically got here just about 4 p.m. yesterday, which is getting back onto a normal schedule. Because stopping at 9:30, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, not only is it not my schedule, but also having to buy parking spots is not my idea of fun. So, like I said, we gotta get through the old roundabout here, which right next to a truck stop, which was here first. A roundabout is not exactly a smart thing to put in, especially with sharp curves like this. But somebody at Department of Transportation thought it'd be a great idea. I got it. Let's make it more difficult for the trucks. Oh, traffic will flow easier. No, it doesn't flow any easier. It just may not stop as much.
Turn at the first left onto I-10 toward Los Angeles.
Oh well. Alright, we got about 185 miles to go. And being that California limits the speed of a truck to 55 miles an hour, so that's basically 3.5 hours. Cross over the old river here. The old Colorado River.
Changing time zone. Crossing border. Entering California.
Alright, and being that we are going from Arizona into California, Mountain Standard Time dim our lights for the guy here. Courtesy, just a little bit. I'm gonna try. You too. God bless. That's one of the weird things. The vast majority, like in any state, but California is definitely a striking difference. The vast majority of everybody I meet in California is extremely nice and pleasant. It's the stupid government that screws it up for everybody. Like the citizens of California and everybody who has to visit. Like this lady here. Nice and pleasant, easy to deal with. What I remember from California as a child is still in place for the people. But it's their stupid government that unfortunately they put into place that makes it not a great place to come to as it used to be when I was a child. I remember whenever you would hear California, oh my God, that person is awesome, that person is so cool. That's the kind of place I want to be. I wish I was as cool as they are. And not so much anymore. Good morning, good morning. Like I said, we just entered California, 5:30 a.m. now. So we'll be where we need to be just about 9 o'clock. And I'm basically half an hour behind what I wanted, but nobody's suffering. So at about 8 o'clock, I'll send a message to my receiver, letting them know that I'm still on course for 9 a.m. I still do not have a reload, unfortunately, but it's 7:30 back at headquarters, so another half an hour. So that gives them around 2.5 hours. And I think my manager will hopefully find me something in those 2.5 hours. If I can deliver and get to a reload, either if I reload inside California, hopefully it's very, very close, and I can get back out of California by the end of the day, or head straight out of California to a reload, either up in Las Vegas or down in Yuma, or somewhere where I'm out of California by the end of the day. That would be ideal. But we'll see. That's the thing. So we're heading here. We got about 145 miles. So 2 hours and about 40 minutes, roughly. We going to get off on exit 93, which is California 60, towards Riverside, which is basically south and east a little bit of the Los Angeles Basin. Excuse me. We're heading down near Riverside, a little place called Menifee. So Medina, Ohio, picked up Thursday afternoon around 2:30, 3 o'clock. From Medina, Ohio, I got to Spiceland, Indiana, which is a little bit to the east of Indianapolis. That was Thursday. I made my delivery in Kentucky, drove up there, picked up. So I did about 500 something miles, 540 something miles on Thursday. Then I went from Spiceland, Indiana, to Emporia, Kansas, on Friday. Emporia, Kansas, to Moriarty, New Mexico, Saturday. Stayed there for Sunday, did a reset, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday, I went from Moriarty, New Mexico to Ehrenberg, Arizona. Now today, we're going to finish out the last 185 miles to our delivery from Ehrenberg to Menifee, California. And this job will be done. So our first week of the pay period, we put up basically 4,000 miles in a week. Not too bad. Now hopefully, with fingers, earlobes, eyelashes, any part of your body you can cross, we're crossing for luck. Hopefully, like I said, we get a load from this general area today, and we can deliver Monday next week. Like I said, somewhere, in the middle of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, in that kind of arc. Western Pennsylvania, all the way down, into, like Orlando, Florida, in that kind of area right there, straight down. And if we can do that, we'll put up another 3,000 miles. So that'd be around 7,200 miles for the week. That's not too bad. That'd be a good week's pay. Good 2 weeks' pay. Unfortunately, before the last load, I was at the Port of Houston trying to pick up an excavator that never got released, so we wasted 4 days there. Right now we're hauling it's an International Paystar 500 or 5500 fuel and lube truck. So it's got a bunch of tanks on it, bunch of pumps on it, big old box in the back for hauling individual types of small containers. So it's nothing particularly interesting. It's just it just fits inside the well of the trailer with about 2 inches, 3 inches to spare. A legal size load. We're not tall, we're not wide, we're not heavy, we're not long. A nice, easy peasy, legal size load. Only thing that I had to do was take the mirrors off. The mirrors would not fold. Apparently, for some reason, a collapsing mirror, a folding mirror, is just not good on this kind of vehicle. Why, I don't know. So when there's like a little black plastic cover that fits over the bottom of the metal hoop that holds the mirrors, electrical connection for the power mirrors, and inside there's a spring housing with a spring that is bound so tightly that apparently if you try to open this this little housing that it's in, it could cause severe injury because the spring's going to go flying out and hit you like a bullet. Now, why a spring that strong on a mirror? I don't understand. So I could not push them in by hand via a ratchet, and it got to a point where it's like I can't crank it hard enough. 2, if I could, I'd be breaking something. So I took out my tools, a number 47, a T47 star bit, and a 9/16 socket. So I took off 2 nuts with the socket. I took off 4 bolts with the star bit. And I put all that inside the cab just so the vehicle would be legal. If I didn't do that, I would have been 9 foot something inches wide, and I would have needed permits. Why? The mirrors on a truck are not included in the width of the vehicle. Why? I don't understand that, but blah, blah, blah. But since I'm transporting this truck, they are included. But like here, okay? So my truck, 8 foot 6 inches wide. You add the mirrors, I'm over 10 foot wide with my mirrors. But they're not included in that normal width. Just the way that things are done. So And I can push my mirrors out so that I'm like 13.8, 13.9 wide, something like that. But that's not ever included in the width of the vehicle. Like I said, I took those two mirrors off so that we have a good, easy peasy legal size load. When I get there, I'm assuming they will have tools, but I'm also assuming that I'm just going to put them back on when I get there. It's just an easier thing to do. Just zip them right back on, bing, bang, boom. No harm, no foul. Nobody is having any damage. Nobody's having to spend more money than necessary. I mean, California, we have an annual permit. Not a problem. I can put them on at any time. I could have put them on this morning. I could have put them on last night. Zipped into California, bing, bang, boom, no worries. But I would have to put flags and banners and lights up, which I really don't want to do. The amount of time to do that is less time to put the mirrors back on, to reinstall them. And as per usual, I'm the only one doing the speed limit. So the camera's making it a little bit lighter than it actually is. That's normal. So 5:45. We got 3 hours and 8 minutes to go. This has been a nice, easy run. No real issues. Thank goodness. Get our delivery done by 9. That leaves 7.5 hours of drive time. That leaves basically 10 hours. That leaves basically 10 hours of on-duty time. As long as the weather doesn't get crazy hot. I mean, it was fairly decent yesterday. You know, when I got here to Ehrenberg, it wasn't, I mean, yeah, on the pavement with the reflected heat coming off the asphalt and the concrete. Yes, it did get over to 100. So, you know, Yeah, I ran the truck for a little bit. But for the most part, temperature got down to a good place last night. At one point, I actually felt a little bit of a chill. Not a lot, just a tiny bit, but you know. Rearranged the blanket, and that was good, so not a problem. I said, we'll get out here to Menifee, get delivered, fingers crossed on getting our next load, and getting out of California today if possible. Other than that, a pretty good run, Medina, Ohio to Menifee, California. 260-mile deadhead, a little over almost 2,600 miles loaded. We had basically a 1,400-mile load before that. 3.5 to 4 days of detention in Texas. Like I said, we still have the rest of this week after I deliver today until next Monday to get another load delivered. So if I can do another 3,000 miles from Tuesday to Monday, it's going to be a good paycheck. Nobody really argues about that. Well, east-west, all-pro driver of 2021. You're not being a very professional driver right now. Why are you speeding? Oh, well. Okay, so. Wiley's Well. And we got some construction going on up here. Speed limit is 60. I don't have to slow down because we're only doing 55. Alright. So basically get all the way up here to Riverside, then turn south. You know, Menifee, Paris, Temecula, you know, whatnot. Unfortunately, right when you get to like Indio, Coachella, that area right there, unfortunately, there's no real direct way that I can see, to cut out, 10, 15 miles, something like that. If there were, that'd be nice. Instead of jogging north a little bit and having to turn around and come south, if I could just go straight, that'd be great, but it doesn't seem to be any way that I can see. going to have. And we'll just move on down the road as we need to. So easy day. Finish out an easy load. And hopefully we don't have to sit around in California waiting for another one. Like I said, you know, as of the moment, coming back down to Yuma, pick up something there, like we did the last time we were in California. Run up to Rialto, pick up some John Deere stuff out of the port from Rig Runners. Go all the way up to Hesperia. Pick up a like a water truck, kind of like what I'm hauling now. You know, something like that. You know, I can pick up there. Or head out to Las Vegas, pick up there. Those are the four main possibilities as of the moment. Now, we could possibly head all the way back to Phoenix. Casa Grande, you know, Phoenix, Tucson. I mean, I've headed further just this past week. Last Monday and Tuesday, 800 and something miles. You know, so that's not beyond the realm of possibility. Bebopping right down to Yuma is probably going to be would be the easiest thing to do. Well, actually, you know, heading up to Rialto is the easiest thing to do. If I can run to Rialto, pick up one excavator, and get the heck out, I have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. But we'll see. We'll see. So we got to get past Desert Center, Indio, up to Beaumont. Instead of turning up the 210 towards Redlands, we'll stay straight from there towards, you know, Riverside. Then we'll turn south down to Menifee. So it's still just about 3 hours away. 6 o'clock, just a little before 6 o'clock right now. And we'll just do the best we can. So I'm going to drive through the boring brown green brown, tan brown desert. Ugh. This is not the kind of environment that I could ever live in. No. said, we'll just do what we got to do. Get the job done safely, legally, with as much rapidity as we can, and just make our way down the old road, as it were. We got around 77 degrees right now. Hopefully the temperature doesn't get too crazy. Well, getting enough sleep when you need it. That's number one. Eat properly, a bit of exercise. Don't stay up all night looking at the phone, looking at the iPad or computer. Just being a responsible person. Hey, I need to be up at 4:30 in the morning. I think I need to go to bed by 8. Simple things like that. I'm either fully awake or fully asleep. I don't have a lot of that twilight, kind of feel to myself. When my alarm goes off in the morning, and and I wake up, it takes me like 2-3 minutes, and bam, I'm ready to go. The day has started. I may not be tip top, all guns, all cylinders firing, super attentive, hyper aware kind of awake, but I'm awake. I'm not going to be bleary eyed. I'm not going to be, what's going on? What did you say? Blah blah. Whatnot. But when I'm awake, I'm awake. I do not drink coffee. I've never liked coffee. I've never liked tea. I never smoked, never drank, never did drugs, never did any of that stuff. And if I want to, during the winter time, I'll have a hot chocolate. Not because I need any kind of caffeine or sugar boost. It really doesn't do that for me. I just enjoy the taste of it. So it's basically, I got up this morning, I went into the, did my pre-trip inspection, topped up my fuel, went in, got myself a cup of ice, and topped up with my water. That's my number one drink, ice water. Every once in a while, I'll get a strawberry milk, or an orange juice, or a Pepsi if I'm lucky, but this is the kind of day that I like operating in. Up before sunrise. Get the day started early. And be done at the end of the day before 4 o'clock at the latest. I don't want to be in a parking spot, preferably a free one, by 4 p.m. I've had a good long full day. B, I typically won't have to pay for a parking spot. I can get a free parking spot. C, that leaves enough daylight at the end of the day. If I need to do something outside, I can do it. doesn't always work that way. So like, you know, like last Monday, I didn't get my load out of Texas, so I didn't get the next load, which picked up in Missouri. So I had an 820-mile deadhead. So I didn't leave till after like 3 o'clock in the afternoon out of Texas. I got stopped late. I got started late the next morning. Got over to Catlettsburg, Kentucky with the load out of Missouri. I didn't get there until like 9:30 at night. Made my delivery in the morning. Had a 5-hour, almost a 4-hour trip up to Medina, Ohio. I didn't get up there till after 2 o'clock. Got loaded. I got from Medina, Ohio to Spiceland, Indiana. I didn't get there till after 8 o'clock. And then Sunday or Friday, I didn't get stopped till after 7. Saturday I didn't get stopped till what, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Yesterday, because I could start at a normal time, because I did a reset on Sunday, I get stopped at a normal time. So I got to Ehrenberg at 4 p.m. Now I can do a nice early start to a day and just make things a lot easier. As far as sleeping goes, you know, we all have, you know, the way we feel will fluctuate every day. Our diet, the stresses of the day, all that, you know, how much work we did and didn't do, all that, you know, affects us. But I said overall, I can get up. There's enough blood sugar and what's released in the morning by the body to get the body going in the morning before I have anything to eat or drink. So I have a little bit of beef jerky here. Virtually no sugar in it. No carbohydrates. You know, ice water. And then just the sun coming up behind me in the day, you know, getting the vitamin D going in the skin. And I think a lot of it is just mindset. You know, the day is up, the sun is out, I have something I got to get done, I have a job to do. So there's no sense in crying about it, just get up and do it. Bit of construction going on here, so the lanes are shifting. Take as much of the road as I need to keep stable. There we go. about the long and short of it. I mean, there's nothing. This area of the country is not particularly exciting for me, so. I got music. I got satellite radio. I have podcasts. I have audiobooks. Call, talk to a friend. FaceTime with the wife for several hours. That's always that's the highlight. That right there is more important than anything else, you know. And I could just have her sitting there reading a book or watching a show, and I just have her picture up. That's comforting and invigorating for me. So, you know. But as far as normal, no, not as of yet. Maybe she'd come out once in a while, but once we get our house and our property, I want to move over to being a local guy. You know, do local driving. I'm home every day. You know, when we reach that, when we get to that point, but she may come out once in a while. But we plan to, you know, get a travel trailer. And then, you know, do some actual travel, actually seeing America. I mean, people like seeing, oh, you're a truck driver, you get to see America. Not really. One, I don't go where I want. I don't go when I want. I don't get to just stop anywhere and see the sights. You know, passing the biggest popcorn ball in Kansas. I get to pass it, I don't get to stop. You know, there's a lot of play. No, I passed Meteor Crater yesterday. I've never been to it. I've been past, you know, Devil's Tower umpteen times. Never stopped. Never seen it up close. Never seen Mount Rushmore. Never, you know, I've been through Yellowstone Park. Never been to Yellowstone Park. Now I've been past Glacier National Forest. Never actually been to it. Past the Great Lakes, you know, all these places that I go, I don't either when I have the time, I'm in a place where there's nothing to see. When there's a place for something to see, I don't have the time. I mean, it's like right here, okay? California desert, there's a solar farm over there. In mountains, off to my right, off to the north. You know, 3, 4, 5 miles I can see that way, but there's nothing there. 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the mountains off to my right, to the south. Desert, you know, power line, nothing there, nothing to see. What's in front of me, what's behind me. Truck stops, windmill farms, John Deere